Good morning. This Thursday, and Thursdays is about my radio show. I do this radio show every Thursday on Deep Space Radio called Club Kid Dirty Disco. So I just wanted to kind of give you a behind the scenes of my mornings on Thursdays to do this show. First, a cup of Joe. Behind the scenes, look at this. This is why my show gets done every week. We have editing going on right now. We got the intro being laid, some of the audio. There's the mix. It's pretty cool though. Technology is amazing, so it's awesome. I'll give you a little backstory. Back in the day, when I was in journalism school, I went to college for journalism, and in the radio room, we had tapes, actual tapes, and we would actually need to splice and edit the tapes, because it wasn't digital at that time. So it's really interesting how far we've come along in the last 20, 30 years and stuff. It's amazing. And it makes it so much easier. Spanish, what do you think about all of the production and technology these days versus when we were growing up?
It's good and bad. It's allowed everybody and anybody to do anything, which is good. I don't feel that cost should necessarily be a barrier to keep people from doing things, but at the same time, it's definitely lowered the quality of the content and the product, because anybody can go buy a laptop and make music or put out a podcast or whatever. So you have to wade through a mountain of shit to get to the good stuff. But again, it's depending on your perspective, yes, more access is better, because people that wouldn't have had access to the technology or the tools because it was so expensive or so niche at the time can now do those things. But also now every asshole with a laptop thinks they're a radio show, and every dipshit with a fucking field recorder thinks they're a DJ. So, whatever.
So for someone who's in the production now and is on an okay product, what is your advice to get them to a level of product that you deliver every week for me on my show?
I would say, there's no secret recipe. It's just kind of about learning what you're doing. Taking the time to, I'm not doing anything difficult here. It takes me 5 minutes to put this together. But I think part of it is having the raw materials. Like, you record the mix and you record the vocals and stuff. I don't really do a lot. I just kind of throw it together.
Right.
But if I did have to do a lot, I also have enough knowledge. Like, there's been times where you've given me something, and this isn't any criticism to you, this is just technical glitches and things that happen, where maybe, like the one week you gave me a mix, and whenever you recorded it, it only recorded the left side.
Ugh.
So it wasn't in mono, it was only coming out of the left. So I knew that instead of making an issue out of it, I could just kill the width, make it mono, and the average person listening in their car is never going to notice it.
Yeah.
So dumb shit like that, where you can get around. Navigating issues and challenges, I think, is the main thing, and also just knowing how to record something, knowing how to record vocals or things like that, or like the little shit like that people don't. Everybody wants to be at the finish line. That's the main problem with technology, is that it's lowered the bar so much that people see the end result and they go, oh, well, I can do that, or I want to do that. And you can, but it takes time. I've been doing this stuff for almost 30 years, and I don't know shit about anything. So some kid that just fell off the back of the fucking truck definitely doesn't know shit about anything. There's kids that are way younger than me that are way more proficient than me too, but just in generally speaking.
But they take the time to learn.
Right.
It's just about taking the time to learn and wanting to have a good product that you'll be proud of. For me, that's important.
Everybody wants to be at the finish line, but nobody wants to take the time to learn how to run the race.
Exactly.
So, I would say just it's nerd stuff. If you really want to get into this, it's not pumping your fist and banging out tunes. It's sitting here clicking through samples and fucking learning how a compressor works and listening to it in your headphones and then listening to it in the monitors and then going out in the car and listening to it or taking it to the club and play it. It's the most tedious, fucking boring shit in the world. And if you can't get your head around that part of it, you're not going to make it, because you're not going to last, because you're not going to learn. And
right.
there's shortcuts, and there's people that, you know, there's two ways to do this. You can sit here and be a nerd, or you can go out and network. No, there's no more righteous path than the other.
Right.
But if you don't want to sit here and be a nerd, you better be good at making friends. And if you're
exactly.
good at making friends, then fucking don't worry about this shit.
But if you care about doing the art and the art itself, learn it.
Yeah, you should.
Be proficient.
You should want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, look, there's people making millions of dollars that don't know a fucking C#.
Ain't that the truth?
Minor, so fucking, who am I to say?
Ain't that the damn truth?
Don't listen to me.
But a damn good producer right there who put in the time and a lot of years, and he's a really good musician.
I appreciate it.
So today I invite you to listen to Club Kid Dirty Disco today on deepspaceradio.com, 12 p.m. every week. Next week I made an announcement about my new show, which is airing right after Club Kid Dirty Disco, called In the Know with Lolo Knows, and my special first guest is the godmother of house, Miss Stacy Hot Wax Hale. So all hail to that queen, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to that interview. So take care, stay tuned, and have an amazing weekend, everybody, and stay cool.